Everyone, welcome back to another video of The Dimensionalist. I'm a Dimensionalist. Today's topic about me just talking about the ascension process on my own terms. If y'all can keep up, usually all my videos I'm trying to direct and teach y'all something. This time I'm just going to be talking about the term and all the terms and everything and directly how it works, regardless if you're going to understand it or not. So that's what we're going to do today. And the topic is I chose to do is dimensional light insertions, like I mentioned in another other video on my channel, and we can do that. Other than that, I got the hat on. Yeah, give y'all a glimpse of it for a second. And here I am. I'm just here trying to go ahead and start talking about dimensional light entries. So yeah, dimensional light entries is basically your mind and consciousness. You choosing to visualize a certain light outside of your body, in front of you, right? And then you trying to make a connection to your conscious mind, right? Because you have a higher state of consciousness at that point. Because you can already move energy technically with your mind. You just don't notice it. You don't quiet your mind enough to notice that there's an energy transference in place when you pay attention to certain things or where your attention goes. Because where thoughts go, energy goes. So my point is, if you visualize light somewhere, you start to make that dimensional insertion. You know what I'm saying? There's just no way around it. That's what people's like, well, why? Because of this, and well, you can't prove it, and well, I was like, well, here's the thing about it. Us being Adam Cadmon bodies and stuff, an image of the God self, we can insert light. That's true God self and at play at that point, you know. Visualize light. And it inserting. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the insertion. The insertions you're visualizing. Visualization and meditation is the integration. Meditation is the integration and changing the frequency of the mind to do what it needs to do. You get what I mean? So my point is, if you wanted to bilocate, you would visualize light, beam of light in front of you, right? Okay, that's your light entry. That's making it where you can dimensionally insert yourself somewhere else. And so that's where the whole instruction goes. You got to give yourself the instructions to do the shit with the correct instructions on how it's done in reality in order to do it. If you never think about teleporting or bilocating your body or inserting light, it's never going to happen. It's like saying someone that's a rapper. If one person never decides to rap, they're never gonna rap. You get what I'm saying? If they never play good at golf and they decide to never play golf, that it's not real to them, they're not gonna be able to play golf. Does that make sense? They don't care about it enough to do it. You get what I'm saying? There's got to be an attention span in place on the physical plane and events played out for it to occur. If you don't choose to play out those events, it's not going to happen. It's up to you. It's free will zone. I don't see how people can't understand that part of the instruction logic. You get what I'm saying? So when you visualize light, you can make a leap of your conscious into it. At that particular point, you've already needed to cleanse your endocrine glands, open all your chakra energy centers, and your mind and body and soul. Right, you have the soul merge come place. When you have mind and body connected, the soul merge comes in, and the soul merge happens through dedication through people. You get what I'm saying? That's how you keep the soul merge in place, and also how you know how your soul merge is completely integrated or integrated less when you don't care what people say. I care what people would say to a high extent in my life, but I notice that whenever there's something in place or something said, I cannot let it bother me, because at that particular point I'm like, okay, what energy is being played out here? Can I just make a better decision upon just getting mad and let the energy overtake me? You get what I'm saying? Because that's the whole purpose of negative energy coming into place, is for you to simulate it and send it back to light. A lot of people can't understand that either. You get what I'm saying? You're supposed to be able to take darkness, transform it to light, and send it to lightness, and or somehow harness the dark energy if you want to. But at that particular point, it's dissension. It's not ascended masters and the stuff that something different, you know. But I'll explain what dissension is and how and why that's possible. Or there's a part of it that's a dissension to the aspect of the physical vehicle going into the darkness also, and I'll touch bases on that. So basically, your mind, attention span, everything in front of you, you visualize light. So that's where the instructions are. Now, if you visualize light, you say an angel name, you got a beckon. A beckon is something with gesture. A gesture. gesture. And when you invoke, you have to use your hand, or wand, or sword, or knife, or something that's like a gesture to allow that being to come in, because you've already made a physical gesture. You've already made that. Your body's already moving its energy in the physical plane. You've already made the mental construct, and all you need to do to step out to linear time and space is use your emotions. You get what I'm saying? See how the whole light insertion thing takes place? Your emotions, and your emotions, understanding the God self and the light, and understanding how the self-esteem of the God self triggers you to the point that when you visualize the light and beckon and use the gesture or the angel name or whatever particular spirit you're using, that your best, mine's Michael, you're Raphael, and Gabriel. I don't know about other people's. I'll be South Dalphon or Metatron or Tazaf Kael, or I don't know. I can renounce like 20 archangels if I wanted to announce them or say them. So basically, what I'm saying is you gotta make those instructions in place in order to bilocate. You get what I'm saying? And there's just no way around that. That's why I said you visualize. That's where your energy and thoughts goes, energy goes. You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta assemble you're backing it. You gotta make the physical gesture, because the universe itself is wondering. The universe itself is wondering what's going on when you do that. You see what I'm saying? When you make that gesture, boom, that then you've already got the light visualization in front of you. As soon as you make that gesture, you're already calling in. You know what I'm saying? Calling in. So that's why in Final Fantasy, see, now this is going on in the lives of like fictional stuff, but it's to give you perspective. That's why when they summon, they make all these gestures. Hold up, cars. But like I said, the universe itself sees those actions take place. As soon as you've started to visualize, the universe itself is trying to bring in the instructions and cause that to occur for you. You know what I'm saying? You already caused the physical thing. You're causing the mental visualization. You're making the energy being visualized on the physical plane, the third dimension, and you have to make that one realization of the God self, emotions, and understanding the God self, and the light frequency there, then that has to not be tied to any cores to any person in the world that you have an emotional distress by. No matter if it's a celebrity or someone that died, you have to be the God self of your universe or yourself or your reality to go, okay, I have love for the mass. I also love the people that passed away. That's all you got to keep it at. You can't put sorrow, because sorrow, that's negative energy. That's a negative emotion. You know what I'm saying? I know people's like, oh, you're sad, yeah, you comfort this person, that's why you bring them back up to light. You lighten up the situation. You know what I'm saying? Lighten up the situation. Yeah. You can help them out. But no, that's because if that was true, then I'm going to be sad all day long and not give a fuck. So let's go ahead and mark sadness as a negative emotion, sorrow as a negative emotion. There's just no way around that. You know what I'm saying? Even if someone dies, people do that. They show their grief and things. Of course, I've done it too. But there's still got to be a level of things being played out. Hold on, let me get past these people. So yeah, as soon as the universe sees you made because there's the physical body, there's the mental work, things, thoughts and ideas behind stuff, right? There's your emotions, how you feel. That starts to come into the endocrine glands, because the endocrine glands are affected by your emotions. And we have positive, good light emotions. That stuff secretes the hormones to the pineal gland and the pituitary gland and the hypothalamus, which is back behind the mind. That's why you drink enough water, and sufficient amount of water. Allow that water to sit there, because it helps create your DNA strands to 12 strand. That's Men in Black information right there. You can't tell no one that. I don't give a fuck what no one says. I think I'm going to classified document how to increase DNA strands of human beings, but that's on some other shit. Never trigger shadow ops. That's all the fuck I gotta say. This motherfucker's serious. Like, you try to make dimensional insertions and shit. I don't know. I can get as far as calling it a fucking spaceship. I know motherfuckers like, how the hell you do that? Well, I've never got as far as boarding a spaceship, but I got as part of almost being beamed. And people's like, really? Oh yeah. That's as far as I've went so far. But yeah, the instructions on dimensional life insertions, those are necessary things you have to do. Because in a spiritual level, you're already looking for the synchronicities in your life. That's the spiritual aspect. Those key synchronicities is your spiritual life talking to you. And then you got to decipher, get it? Spiritual life. What do you think people's doing spiritual life? Loving it. They're finding where the secret is. You know what I'm saying? They're looking for this mystery. And that mystery has to be in place, because that's an infinite corridor of love and light in the sixth dimension. And in the seventh dimension, Right after the sixth dimension is the infinite corridor of light, from the seventh dimension, ninth dimension, eighth dimension, and ninth dimension. After the ninth dimension, it's infinite corridor. There's no form, supposedly, and everything's like an energy structure that is can manipulate to be more with the soul self, and the consciousness there. You get what I'm saying? Because if you notice this universe, there's an energy boundary. It's just as much as I'm moving and holding this phone and this thing timing out and I'm me pausing it and upload to the internet, there's energy consumption in place. Then you clicking on the phone, y'all access, y'all watching, y'all gaining something from it. Does that make sense? So there's a lot at play if you really think about the whole scope of how reality works. But yeah, I just wanted to point out that and let y'all know about dimensional life insertions. Like I said, you do the physical interactions, you make the physical gestures, you make the physical stuff happen, right, on the physical plane. Then you use your emotions to astral body. Then you use your mental body, which is your mental construct, your ideas and thoughts, to direct your physical vehicle. Get it? Now your spiritual body is all the mysteries and synchronicities you have to knock. Get it? Betting on Czech Republic. And then boom, you've already accessed a certain synchronicity, and you've already altered and inserted your mind, your conscious, your being, your God self to alter fucking reality at that particular point. Because your body, mind, and your reality, everything around you in the corners, everything that you see, I see right now, that's infinitely behind me, infinitely in front of me, that I can look at and control, like all these houses, till I can't see outside that boundary. And there's supposedly a silver cord, and your spiritual body goes infinitely outward. And then there's the mental body. I say everything that's between my reality right now, me standing here, holding this phone, and everything that's right here, is my reality. Does that make sense? Now, if I was to make that synchronicity and knock, or that particular insertion for the spiritual and the mysteries of my spiritual life, I can cause time to stop. You know what I'm saying? I can cause some type of energy structure to be in place once I see that synchronicity. And once I see that synchronicity, boom, it goes into place. And you have to find that synchronicity where you can force it to happen. That's what people don't understand. It's like, well, how am I going to figure this out? Because you make knocks. Certain number of knocks, pick up something, touch something. But I do everything with knocks and sounds. When I knock, I hear the sound. When I hear the sound, I do that how many knocks when I see the numbers. Because everything is mathematical equation and shit. I base it off numbers and shit like that. That's just how I do it. I don't know how motherfuckers learn how to do it or shit like that, but I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's how dimensional life insertions are actually fucking done in detail. And that's, like I said, I explained it the best way possible I could if you're not a novice. For all the people that want to learn more about what I'm talking about in this video, you need to check out the Ascension lesson series on my channel, and check out what I haven't really mentioned on my other videos is y'all check out Fifth Dimensional Czech Republic video playlist, and that explains how actual light insertions are done, teleportation and bilocation, hence to how that's done, until I actually make the videos on bilocation teleportation, which if I get a few more subscribers, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the information on it. Then I'm gonna make, like, when I get a lot of subscribers, I'm gonna make the videos on actually how the instructions are done from step one to how it is. Because today I've actually told you how bilocation is actually done. You get what I'm saying, in the light insertions. So as long as you do those light insertions correctly, and then put those instructions, I'll give you the instructions on how to do it. Once you learn it and you make it happen in physical reality, it'll happen for you. I thought I heard someone call for me. Oh no, I got people after me. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed another video of Dimensionals. Remember, dimensional life insertions. Learn more about it. Ascension lesson series. Peace.